Rain poured over the quiet streets of Ridgeview as the Iron Serpents biker gang rode in, their engines roaring through the misty night. Inside Maggie's diner, the warm glow of neon lights cut through the gloom. The leader, Jack Blaze Turner, a broad-shouldered man in his 40s with a scar running down his cheek, sat at the corner booth, watching the world with sharp, silent eyes. The waitress, Lila, about 35, moved between tables with a tired smile that didn't reach her eyes. When she leaned to pour his coffee, Blaze noticed the faint bruise on her wrist and the way her hand trembled slightly. "Rough night?" he asked, voice low and calm. She froze for a moment before forcing a shaky laugh. "You could say that." Through the window, Blaze caught sight of a black pickup idling outside, its driver watching her every move. The man's cold stare made Blaze's jaw tighten. As the gang finished their meal, Blaze lingered behind, pretending to check his phone, but really watching that truck. When Lila stepped outside to throw away trash, the driver revved his engine menacingly. Blaze's gut twisted. He'd seen that kind of fear before, and he knew it never ended well. The next morning the rain had stopped, but the air still carried a heaviness that matched Blaze's thoughts. He walked back into Maggie's diner, this time without his gang. Lila greeted him with the same faint smile, but the makeup on her cheek couldn't hide the swelling beneath. Blaze's eyes darkened. "You don't have to lie," he said quietly as she poured his coffee. Her hand trembled again. "Please," she whispered, glancing toward the window. "If he sees you talking to me, it'll get worse." Blaze didn't reply, but something inside him hardened. At night, he parked his bike across from the diner and waited. When the lights went off, he saw the same black pickup pull up. Lila climbed inside, shoulders hunched. Blaze followed at a distance until the truck stopped at a worn-out trailer on the edge of town. Through a crack in the blinds, he saw the man, Tom, slamming his fist on the table while Lila flinched. Blaze's fists clenched until his knuckles turned white. He wanted to storm in, but years of restraint held him back. Instead, he drove away, jaw tight, mind already working. The Iron Serpents didn't ignore monsters, not in their town. The following evening, Blaze called a meeting at the Iron Serpents' old garage by the highway. The air was thick with engine oil and tension as his brothers gathered around. Blaze placed his hands on the table and spoke firmly. "Her name's Lila. That man, Tom, has been beating her for years. We don't stand by and watch." The room fell silent. Then one of the bikers, Rusty, muttered, "You say the word, boss." Blaze nodded but raised a hand. "We do this clean. No blood, no chaos. Just protection." Later that night, Blaze paid a visit to Sheriff McCoy, an old rival who still saw him as an outlaw. "You and I both know that guy's trouble," Blaze said, his tone steady. "You handle it legal. I'll make sure she stays safe until you do." McCoy stared at him for a long moment before nodding reluctantly. As darkness fell, the Iron Serpents took quiet positions outside the diner, engines off, eyes sharp. Lila worked inside, unaware of the silent wall of protection surrounding her. Near midnight, Tom's pickup screeched to a stop, headlights flooding the diner's windows. He stumbled out, drunk and furious, shouting her name. Blaze stepped forward slowly. "It's over, Tom," he said. Tom lunged at Blaze with a roar, swinging wildly, but Blaze moved like a man who'd fought 100 battles before. He blocked the blow, twisted Tom's arm, and sent him crashing to the floor in seconds. The diner fell silent, the only sound the rain tapping against the windows. The Iron Serpent stood back, ready but restrained. Moments later, red and blue lights flashed outside. Sheriff McCoy burst through the door, gun drawn, and froze when he saw Blaze standing over Tom, holding him down but not striking. "He's all yours, Sheriff," Blaze said calmly, stepping aside. McCoy cuffed Tom, finding a knife in his boot and a small bag of pills in his jacket. It was enough to put him away for a long time. Lila stood behind the counter, shaking, tears streaming down her cheeks. Blaze turned to her and handed over a small card. "That's a lawyer who helps women like you." "No charge?" She stared at him, speechless. A month later, Maggie's diner reopened with a new name, Blaze's Haven. People who once feared the Iron Serpents now nodded in respect when they passed. In Ridgeview, everyone learned that even the roughest souls could carry the kindest hearts.